Hey folks, I know it's been a while since I posted a video. I actually tried to make one last weekend. Finally got the boat home and the mast support completely collapsed, and I tried to make a video about that, but the sound was just horrible. And anyway, this is what I came up with. See, the mast support was back here in the back. It was real janky. You can look at my other videos and see what I'm talking about. And what I ended up doing is I created this mast support right here. So it's kind of like the factory one, and it seems to be working pretty well. I haven't had any issues with it yet. But the purpose of this video, I've got a few projects I want to try to get done. So one of them is I've got a new strap for my winch on the trailer. I've also got a safety chain because it didn't come with a safety chain, so I want to put that on there. And then I've got a new LED mast light, and you can see here the old one is was broken off during our first trip out. We were putting it in the water and ran into a tree on the way to the boat ramp, and it just completely knocked the old light off. So I got a new light I'm going to put on it. So those projects, and then the last one is I've got an exhaust fan. Basically it's a solar exhaust fan, and I want to put it up here on this front hatch so that I can get some air movement in there even when I'm not with the boat, even when it's just parked. It's solar powered, so it'll just run and circulate air inside the boat. I've got a couple other problems that have surfaced. One of them is that when the boat sits and it rains, I'm getting water in the bilge. Not a ton, but enough to concern me, so I'm trying to figure out where the water's coming from. And the other thing is, last night when I brought it home, normally I can just plug up to the shore power. I can run an extension cord out and hook up to the shore power right here. Well, what that does is allow it, as soon as I plug in, I've got the battery charger connected in there, and so it just starts charging my batteries. I can also plug in a heater, which I've got plugged in there right now to try to dry everything out. So I've got a heater running in there. But the problem I ran into yesterday when I brought it home is as soon as I'm plugging into here, it pops the breaker in my house. So that tells me something's shorted or something with the shore power, which is not good. That's not only a pain because I can't charge my batteries and stuff, but it could also be a fire hazard. So just one more thing on my list. Sorting out the electrical was on my list, so I'll just add that to sorting out the electrical. So sort the electrical out. I'm probably going to have to rerun everything, to be honest, and then sort out why the where the short is with the shore power. I'm going to have to go through all that system. Anyway, a lot to do electrically on this boat. But those are some small projects I'm going to try to get done over this weekend. Replace the strap, put a safety chain on, solar exhaust fan on, and replace the mast headlight. So stay tuned. All right, first job. I think we're going to do the mast light first because it seems fairly simple and straightforward. So I got a step ladder out here. See what we're working with here. So here's a close-up of the light itself. It looks like this holds the Windex. It's gonna tell which way the wind is blowing. It looks like this is pretty simple. You got a red wire and a black wire, which is exactly what I got on my new light here. So I'm guessing I'm just going to take these out. I'm going to have to take those flathead bolts out too. I'm not sure. We'll find out here in a minute. Let me start taking that stuff apart and we'll see what we got. All right, let me show you what I'm working with here. So I got it loose. I got my red and my black, which is all I need. And these were the mounting screw holes right here, 1, 2, 3. And it looks like the head just snapped off this one. So I got my vice grips. I'm gonna see if I can get on that thing and back it out also. And then just need to figure out how to mount the new one. So now I got my wires. I need to drill some holes now. Let me go get my drill bits and find some self-tapping screws too. I am going to use some special connectors, and I like to use these especially in places where I know things are going to get wet. And it's these solder connectors. So basically you just put your 2 ends of wire in there and you heat it, and it shrink wraps it, or heat shrink, and it's got a little bit of solder in the middle there, so it solders your wires and heat shrinks too at the same time. I think that's pretty cool. So that's what I'm going to do now. All right, so that's what it looks like now. I got my red and my black connected. All right, now I got the mast light done. I'm gonna move up here to the bow and do my replacement strap and mount my new safety chain on here. And I was looking at where I could mount this at, and there's a pretty convenient little hole right here. So I think I'm just gonna get a bolt and strap this in, and I'll be good to go. And then this is going to be pretty easy. I'll just let the tension off of this, unwind it, and put the new one on. So this should go pretty quick, I think. Okay, let's mount this thing up here. So I got a bolt and a nut, and this happened to be the right size. So put my nut through there, or my bolt through there. Put that through the hole like I talked about. I'll put my nut on the bottom side and just tighten it up. All right, so you can see it's mounted on there, and I got plenty of length to get up here to the bow. So let's just go ahead and start taking this thing loose here. Ah, I see. I was wondering what the little loop in the end was for. So they actually have a bolt that runs through here, through this loop, and there's a nut on the other side. So I'll take that loose and then go ahead and put my new one on. Pretty straightforward. Stay tuned. All right, got the new one in, so it's connected in there, and I'm just gonna wind it up. And I hooked my chain, and I'll hook my other hook on top of that, so it should fit in there. There we go. Man, that's getting tight. Good deal. And I got a safety chain, and I still got my other strap holding it down. I think we're gonna be good to go right there. So, 2 projects down. Last one is gonna be to install the solar exhaust fan on the hatch. That's the next one. Stay tuned. All right, it's been about a week since I did the other two projects, and now today I'm going to put the exhaust fan on the little opening in the front here, up front, right in here. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to go take it off, and then I'm going to pull it over here and put it on the back of my truck. And here's my vent we're going to put on. It's a solar powered fan, so just runs anytime there's sun out, so that'll be good. I'll get some good airflow through there. Also got this weather stripping. I'm going to redo the weather stripping on the opening, and then I've got sealant that I just went and bought. Now I had this 5200. I was going to use this, but it's more for permanent stuff, and I didn't really want to use this. I couldn't find any 4200, which I think is what I'm supposed to be using. So I got this stuff here. It's marine silicone sealant for use above and below the water line, and it's clear. So I think this is more what I need. So that's what I'm going to use. So I've got my stuff here, my vent, my weather strip, my sealant. I went and got some stainless steel fasteners. So I'm just going to pull this thing off, bring it over to the truck, drill me out a hole big enough for the vent. I'm going to use my drill to drill a hole in there, and then I'm going to use my jigsaw to cut it out, and then drill some screw holes, silicone it up, stick it on there, redo my weather strip. I should be all good to go. So that's the plan for today, so stay tuned. All right, I got the hatch off. So here it is on the back of the truck. I think I want to, the way this sits, this part up here is pretty flat, and then this slopes down towards the front. So I think I want to mount that thing right here, kind of offset, not directly in the center, but I want to put it right here. I got my trusty first mate with me here helping out today.
Hi.
There we go. It's already spinning, so that's a good sign. All right, so now I've kind of got very faintly, I've got a circle drawn. So I'm gonna drill me a hole, and then I'll use my jigsaw to start cutting it out. Okay, got a hole cut in my hatch here. Good thing is it doesn't have to be perfect, because this is just going to go right over the top of it like that. Okay, so thought that I just had, I got my pilot holes drilled around here, and I could just go ahead and mount this on there, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do first to try to make it easier on myself. I'm going to go ahead and just flip it over, and let me go ahead and do this weather stripping while I can lay it flat here. Golly, I think that was the most time-consuming part of this project. It looks like this old weather strip, they used 4200 to just glue it to the hatch on the inside. So it was so degraded, it was just coming off in chunks. So I was having to, I forgot my scraper today, darn it. So I was using this flathead screwdriver. I was pulling up on it and just breaking it loose all the way around so I could get it. Man, that went pretty easy there. It's brand new. And look at my seam, you can barely even tell it's there. So what I'm going to do is just go through and mash all this down to make sure it's made good contact, and then I'm going to flip this sucker over and go ahead and mount my vent on. So stay tuned. All right, I mashed my seal on, and I mean it's on there good. It's not going anywhere. So I got a brand new seal. I'm going to flip it over and put my vent on, and we'll be good to go. Here we go. Hey, easy peasy. So you can see I got good squeeze out all the way around, so I shouldn't have any leaks once this sets up. Now all I gotta do is go reinstall it. We'll be good to go. Here, let me see if I can get a shot. Look, see, look at my fan going. All right, project successful. I got everything back on there, as you can see. Got my vent, solar powered vent. So yeah, I'm happy with it. Got a new weather strip on there. Shouldn't have any leaks, should be good to go. So thanks for watching and stay tuned. I'm not sure if the weather will be good enough to take it out by the next video I make, so next video you see will probably be more boat projects. Stay tuned.